Despite the chill in the air, the young Cubs are among the hottest teams in baseball. The Northsiders go for a high 5 on CSN Chicago next. Welcome to Wednesday Night Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, brought to you by DraftKings. And it's cold and drafty here at the ballpark, but the Cubs are hot as they wrap up the month of April, 12-7 to start the year as they go for the sweep. Great to have you with us. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. The Cubs already clinching a series win over the Pirates for the first time in 2 years, and as I mentioned, looking for their 5th straight win overall.
Yeah, the Pirates came in here red hot, having won 5 in a row. The Cubs have turned the table on Pittsburgh, and they've done it over this 4-game winning streak by just playing really good baseball in all phases, scoring plenty of runs, 5.5 per game, running like crazy, hitting for some power. The pitching has been outstanding, less than 2 runs per game. The starter's really good, and the bullpen lights out.
Contrasting styles on the mound tonight. Garrett Cole seemingly getting into the prime of his career and already kind of among the elite. Kyle Hendricks, we know, works with guile, that great changeup, and tries to keep hitters off balance.
Yeah, if it was music, Kyle Hendricks would be smooth jazz and Garrett Cole would be heavy metal. He's a hard thrower, mid-90s fastball. You know all about Hendricks with the changeup, the location, and the smarts.
And the Cubs pitching staff has not walked a Pirate hitter in this series. In fact, they've only given up 2 runs, and the Cubs continue to come up with big 2-out hits. We'll have the series finale from Wrigley Field next.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Well, to quote the great Wavy Gravy from Woodstock, we must be in heaven, man. Look at that shot. Wrigley Field, the Cubs go for the sweep tonight. Kyle Hendricks on the mound, and he'll face this Pirates Southwest starting lineup. As JD mentioned, they had won 5 in a row coming in, but have scored just 2 runs in the first 2 games of the set. Polanco in the leadoff spot for the second time this year, with Josh Harrison getting the night off. Mercer, McCutchen, Walker, Starling Marte, probably their hottest hitter here as of late with the power department for sure. Pedro Alvarez at first. Jung Ho Kang is at third. Chris Stewart the catcher. Garrett Cole is the pitcher.
quick look at the Cubs defensively this evening. Outfield, Coghlan, Fowler, Soler. Could be a busy night for the infielders if Hendricks is on his game. Bryant, Castro, Herrera, Rizzo, third to first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. And the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Cubs tonight is Kyle Hendricks. He's made 3 starts. He has 3 no decisions.
He's actually older than his counterpart Garrett Cole, who has some more big league time, and the first pitch is smacked on the ground by Polanco and into right for a leadoff single. Polanco, with his only start in this series, scratched on Monday with groin tightness, was able to pinch hit last night.
You see Kyle, 3 starts, 3 no decisions. He left with leads in his last 2 starts, but the bullpen was not able to hold those leads. He has a high ERA, but some really good numbers, so expect if he continues to pitch this way for that ERA to go down. 16 hits and 15 2/3, just 1 walk while striking out 13.
Here's Mercer. Pretty quiet since returning from that hit by pitch about a week and a half ago. Runner moving. That ball slicing. It's going to be a double play. It's caught by Soler. And the throw to Rizzo gets Polanco, who had already gotten to second base.
The Pirates coming out here aggressively trying to force the action. Polanco attacks first pitch, gets a knock. He's immediately on the move. Clint Hurdle plays hit and run. It turns into a fly ball double play. Polanco looking back, can't pick up the ball. A little deep there by Herrera in the middle of the diamond. Clint Hurdle looking to kind of counter what Joe Madden and the Cubs did last night when they were running like wild. It turns into a double play.
So 2 pitches in, 2 outs, and here's McCutchen. And that is a strike. Some good round numbers. Last night, his 900th career game and his 3900th career plate appearance. Hendricks likes to work fast. 6'3", 190. Product of Dartmouth College. And on the inside corner, it's 1-2.
One of the best called strike calls in baseball. Dale Scott behind the plate tonight.
And that step back move. And there it is. Strike 3. How about Kyle Hendricks with a quick kind of 1-2-3 inning. Leadoff man gets a hit. Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Here's the Cubs lineup. Dexter Fowler has been getting on base a ton here in this series. 7 out of 9 plate appearances. Soler, Rizzo, Bryant. Montero, the catcher. Starlin Castro off to a great start at .342. Chris Coghlan's hit into some tough luck. It's one of the reasons he's hitting just .241. Hendricks the pitcher, and Herrera in for Russell.
Pirates, a couple errors in the ball game last night. One costly. Marte, McCutchen, Polanco across the outfield. Gung, Mercer, Walker, Alvarez. On the infield, Chris Stewart, the veteran backup, is behind the plate tonight. And the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Pirates is hard-throwing Garrett Cole.
Cut and a miss, 95 on the fastball from Cole. 24 years old, from Southern California, the first overall pick in the 2011 draft out of UCLA.
He's the ace of the staff now, and aces are supposed to turn things around. The Pirates in jeopardy of getting swept here. They're going to lean on their big right-hander. 5-0 in his career against the Cubs in 5 starts.
And rolled into right for a base hit. So Fowler remains hot. And let's send it down to Kelly Kroll as Soler steps in.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, some good news for Joe Maddon and the Cubs as they were cleared of all tampering charges this afternoon by the MLB. A 6-month investigation following the claims from the Tampa Bay Rays. And Joe Maddon said he is very glad to have that in the rearview mirror. Now let's move forward and play some baseball, which they certainly have been having fun with lately.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, that went on for a while. And good to have it in the rear view mirror, I think, as Joe said. Fowler takes off. Soler hits a bouncer right to the bag. That'll be an easy double play. What's going on here?
It's like, yeah, you want to run, we're going to run. Both teams victimized by the double play ball. Unconventional for the Pirates with the fly ball to right field. Fowler on the move, had a nice break, probably would have had that bag stolen. You see Walker breaking to cover the base, so it's pretty easy for him just to catch it and then flip it on over to first base.
By the way, it's cold. We told you that off the top, but how's 39 degrees with a wind chill of 32? North wind at 12.
That's not what my phone predicted for this evening. The phone told me it was going to be a little milder than that.
Pretty sure this is officially the coldest start time weather we've had this April. I don't think we've been in the 30s until tonight.
Cole sits comfortably at 95 miles an hour with his fastball. He can dial it up to 99, even 100 miles an hour from time to time. Power curveball, slider and a change.
Scott, we mentioned his strike call. Buckner, Barrett, Iasonia working the bases. Dale Scott, the crew chief. The 3-1 line the other way. Rizzo hustling around first. He's going to try for 2, and he's going to be out. Well, 2 outs in the inning. Might as well try it, but probably should have held at first. An inning in the books, no score. Thursday night baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet. It's brought to you by DraftKings.
Cub fans, let's go. Off day tomorrow, but Cubs return to action on Friday. The Brewers are in town. Our first look at Milwaukee. Weekend series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Game time at 1:20 in all 3 days. Tickets are still available. You can get yours at Cubs.com. Brewers winners today, 8-3 over the Reds. And Braun with a couple of home runs.
Strange first inning. 3 hits combined, but only 6 batters came to the plate. Walker, Marte, Alvarez. And a strike on the switch hitter Neil Walker had his 10-game hitting streak come to an end last night. No good way to say it without jinxing somebody, I suppose, but I'll have to pass along the info. I don't have to, but I find it interesting. The Cubs did not walk any Pirate hitters in the first 2 games of this series. And in fact, JD, the pitching staff leads the majors in strikeouts to walks ratio, 4.72, and that's because they've only walked 36.
Yeah, and the rotation has a strikeout to walk ratio of 5.5 to 1, by far the best in Major League Baseball. The starting 5 has struck out 111 men and walked but 20.
There's the nasty changeup from Kyle Hendricks to get Walker.
So I think 2 things at work here when you contemplate the Pirates. They're a free swinging bunch. At least they have been this year. They're last in the Major League. They're last in the National League anyway in drawing walks. You've got Kyle Hendricks out there tonight, who is known as a strike thrower. Didn't walk anybody in his previous start against the Pirates, so they're probably thinking, let's go up there and hack. This kid's going to be around the plate.
Back-to-back strikeouts, and now Marte takes a fastball up. He homered off Travis Wood last night for the Pirates' only runs so far in this series. You see low batting average and on base, but slugging .529 here in the season's first month. One more day in the month, but these 2 teams will be off tomorrow. Cornermen in. Marte likes to bunt. And the 1-1 misses. 2 balls and a strike. In case you're wondering, the last time the Cubs went 3 consecutive games without walking an opposing hitter, it was 1984. September of that year. Foul tip, strike 2. That was a pretty good year, wasn't it, for the Cubs? Changed the whole vibe here on the north side. All the games were on the Superstation. Three and 2. And there it is. Now, one guy you wouldn't expect to walk anybody did.
And a guy who hasn't walked much at all this year works to walk. Baseball's a funny game.
Here's Alvarez, the first baseman. All 1 inside. You mentioned the Brewers Reds game at Cincinnati. A bunch of games played earlier today, including the historic White Sox Orioles game in front of officially no fans in Baltimore. 8-2 Orioles. They jumped on Jeff Samardzija for 6 in the first. That game took 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's believed to be the only game in Major League history played in front of no paying customers. Runner goes, and Alvarez bounces Castro on the other side of the bag will make the play. That goes 6-3. And Marte now at second with 2 outs.
Yeah, it was kind of
it was weird.
Surreal watching this one. The foul balls pinging around in the empty seats. I had the feeling of a spring training B game played at 10 o'clock in the morning. There was like 3 scouts there. And obviously media and broadcast teams, but that was it.
A few fans outside the park looking through the gates. In a much more serious situation in Baltimore than baseball today. So here's Gung, the third baseman, and he takes ball 1 outside. He's in for Josh Harrison. 6th overall start for Gung. 2 at third, 4 at short. Two and 0. Pirates on a long 3-city trip. Swept the Diamondbacks, but have dropped the first 2 here, so 3-2 to start it. And they will finish up in St. Louis. Now 2-1.
Pirates numbers offensively way down, and playing a lot of games in cold weather. Their numbers are going to improve. They have very talented hitters in their lineup, but they're 10th in the league in runs scored, 12th in batting average, dead last in walks and on base percentage. First in the league in gum chewed by the manager by a wide margin. Early manager of the year a couple of seasons ago. The first Pirate manager to have a better than 500 career mark since Chuck Tanner. Tanner managed the Pirates mid to late 70s through 85-ish, somewhere in there.
3-2 on the way. Ball 4 on a close one. So 2 on for the catcher, Chris Stewart. I think I had the note last year. I asked Clint, didn't he tell me he puts 5 pieces of gum in his mouth to start the game and then adds it?
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah, you had a whole sabermetric breakdown on it. Well, this is peculiar, isn't it? 2 walks in the same inning by Hendricks. Came into the ball game with just 1 issued in his first 3 starts. He does have good movement on his sinker tonight. A couple of his starts where it took him a while to kind of get the feel for that, but he's had that from the get-go.
Stewart making his 4th start back at the plate. Started the season on the DL. The sprained right hamstring was activated on the 17th. One and 2. Strike 3 on the outside corner to end the inning. Couple of free passes, but no runs as the Pirates strand 2. An inning and a half in the books. Nice paint job here by Hendricks. will be the biggest day in sports. The Kentucky Derby. Big events and great moments. It all leads up to boxing's premier fight, Mayweather-Pacquiao, live on pay-per-view from Xfinity. Order online now at xfinity.com/boxing. Back here at Wrigley Field, Cubs trying to engineer a sweep over the Pirates. 5-14 against the Buccos last year. A win tonight would be number 5 this year. There's Chris Bryant. Huge numbers early on. He has not homered, but he's got an OPS of over 900.
Hitting for average, taking his walks. .471 on base percentage.
Put out of play, first base side, and it's 1-2.
Good matchup here. A couple of elite talents.
Cole thought he had him. So did Stewart. 2-2, Montero, and then Castro to follow.
97 just off that outside corner.
He's run it full. And he held. So at CB Buckner, that's ball 4.
Another shot at that outside corner. Brian, combination of the proximity to home plate and half the swing. And Chris Bryant lucky to be standing on first base right now. And Chris Stewart, who was rung up on a borderline pitch to end that last half inning, probably saying to Dale Scott, "Hey man, what's the deal?" And Dale said, well, Hendricks throws at 88 miles an hour. Get a longer look at it. And Montero framed it better than you do.
So here is Miguel Montero. Alvarez holding on Bryant. And it's off the plate inside.
But Stewart, he's been around the game a while. He has a reputation being a good, solid defensive catcher, good thrower.
Toward the side wall and no play for Marte. As I mentioned, Cole grew up in Southern California, but he was a Yankee fan because his dad from Syracuse, New York. They went to a lot of Angels games. And interestingly enough, Garrett would end up being a first-round pick of the Yankees, 28th overall out of high school in 08. That ball gets away from Alvarez. Bryant on his way to second. And no throw from Alvarez.
Now this is clearly a case where one night influences the next. The Cubs doing all kinds of running in the ball game last night. Of course, they've been running all year, so everybody's fully aware of the fact that Joe Maddon's going to start base runners. You've got Cole's attention, so he's trying to keep Bryant close. He's charged with the throwing error.
Time 1-1 on Montero. Cole, even though he was a first-round pick, decided to go to college. Said not ready for pro ball just yet, so he went from 28 to number 1 ended up being a good decision.
Well, that's a tough to turn down first round money. I wonder if he bought an insurance policy. It's worked out for him. Pirates have another kid down on the farm rehabbing, Jamison Tyon. That was the #2 pick in the draft 3 years ago, I guess. He could be ready to help by midseason.
By the way, they've given that error to Alvarez. Full count, 3-2.
Talk about the Pirates and their unwillingness to walk. Cubs just the opposite. Second in the league in on-base percentage, second in drawing walks. Of course, that starting pitcher to throw a lot of pitches.
On the ground and deflected by Alvarez. Bryant's going to try to score, and he will without a throw. How about this inning? A game of inches. Alvarez couldn't get it, and by deflecting it, he kept Neil Walker from fielding it. So an RBI single for Montero.
Alvarez does not have a ton of experience at first base. This is a little rollover ground ball, and he's playing off the line. So that if he's playing in kind of a more traditional first base position, he probably doesn't even make an effort at that ball. See the read, the break by Bryant.
First time in a while the Cubs have scored before there were 2 outs. Castro looks at a strike. Walk, error, single to make it 1-0. Castro 5 out of 9 against Cole in his career. Cole's made 5 starts against the Cubs, and he has been victorious in all 5.
3-0 here at Wrigley Field. ERA of 3.48 in his 5 starts against the Cubs. Allowed just 1 home run so far this year. He's gotten a ton of outs on the ground, so it's a good combination of a power arm, well above average in terms of a strikeout rate, and also getting a lot of ground ball outs.
Whoop. Another ball gets away from Alvarez. And he's going to throw this one. I'm not sure why, as he almost threw that one away.
Yeah, he's going to ask Cole, hey man, stop throwing at me, dude. This is not working out real well. Of course, it's an ambitious pickoff throw too. Cole turns that thing loose at about 93 miles an hour. Still, Alvarez has got to catch that ball.
So 1-2 on Castro. Second error by Alvarez in this inning.
And I think what we're seeing here tonight, as I mentioned, is a great example of how a style of play not only helps you win on a given night, but how it influences how your opponent plays against you the next. They're clearly concerned with the Cubs running game. Got the guy in the mound with some of the best stuff in baseball. And a lot of times those types of pitchers aren't all that focused on shutting down the running game. They're like, hey, let me just attack hitters, trust my stuff. I'm not going to worry so much about Miguel Montero stealing a base on me.
That, by the way, is a different glove. Apparently the first throw went through his glove. So they're getting that one stitched up. Chopper foul. Kudos to Starlin. He stopped by the Grant luncheon today. Cubs and the McCormick Foundation donated over $1 million in grants to nonprofits. A wonderful annual event. Great to have Starlin in attendance. Called strike 3. And there's the big check. $1,059,000. On the right, that's David Hiller from the McCormick Foundation. Laura Ricketts, one of the Cubs owners. Tom was there. Many people from the front office. Clark the Cub showed up. He had a great time. 25th anniversary of Cubs Care here in 2015. So the big bricks and ivy ball we went to a couple of weeks ago. That's a huge event, raising a lot of that money to give away today to a lot of organizations who need it. Swing and a miss by Coghlan. Here's a first pickoff attempt.
So this is the one with Brian on base?
That ball, look at that. It actually went through his glove. So the error is on Alvarez, but it really should be on his glove, or the manufacturer of the glove, maybe, right? That's a tough error.
I don't know that I've seen that one before. Double checking now.
Probably just a first baseman's mitt he's unfamiliar with. Might not even be his. I mentioned Coghlan maybe hitting into some tough luck. His batting average on balls in play, 250. His career BABIP is 319. And we saw him hit 3 fly balls to the warning track on Monday night that were caught, and he lined into a double play just to cap his evening. But he was able to laugh about it because his team won.
Yeah, and we talked about Hendricks and how the peripheral numbers support that he has pitched better than his ERA would indicate. So the same thing with Coghlan. If he continues to swing the bat and put the barrel on the ball a high percentage of the time, those numbers are going to turn around. Always had the ability to hit the ball the other way. He's been driving the ball the other way, didn't it, in spring training? There's a couple of home runs this year the other way.
Back-to-back Ks now for Garrett Cole.
So on Friday, the Cubs play the Brewers for the first time. The first pitch is at 1:20. And if you're one of the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark, you're going to take home a Wrigley Field football presented by Wintrust Community Banks. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Hendricks takes a big hack. He's 1 out of 7 with an RBI. Leading 1-0 now on the Montero single. Well, now it's second. 2 outs in the inning.
You come to that ball game on Friday, you're going to see John Lester pitch against Willie Peralta.
One and two.
Leaning heavily on that fastball so far tonight.
Cubs starting the night 12-7. Pirates 11-10. Cardinals leading the Phillies 1-0 in the second in St. Louis. Cards a game up on the Cubs, and Cole strikes out the final 3 batters of the inning, but the Cubs strike first and lead 1-0 on the big board.
In Game 6 against the resilient Bucks. Ever been to Resilient? Coverage starts at 5:30 right here on CSN Chicago. They were in the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, they changed their name for these last 2 games. Yeah. Yeah, you want to end it in Game 6. Don't want to take any chances with
anything bad
Game
could
7.
happen.
Del Montero with an RBI single. And the Cubs lead 1-0 on an unearned tally.
Cole can swing it a little bit.
Yep. Pinch hit against the Cubs last week. He's got a home run. It was hit last year in this ballpark off Blake Parker. Last September. That did not look like a pitcher's swing.
No, that was legit.
Swing and a miss on the sinker.
Despite walking a couple in the second inning, it looks like he's poised to have a pretty good night here tonight. He's got real good action on that sinker. Dale Scott has shown an inclination to open up the outside corner. Kyle Hendricks can certainly exploit that with his great command. See how he goes after Polanco here. Polanco ambushed him. First pitch of the game, whacked it into right for a base hit.
He's been hot as of late. Came in hitting .359 over his previous 11 contests, and 1 for 1 to start this one. Average up to .293. One ball, 1 strike.
Placido Polanco was a pretty good hitter.
He didn't strike out much.
No. That was a bit of an overreaction, wasn't it? It was about an inch inside, if that. He was looking away, apparently. The ball's on the plate.
That's in the strike zone. Otero back at the plate. And he's got it. Mercer lined into a 9-3 double play on the second pitch of the ball game. I mentioned the Brewers. Carlos Gomez is chomping at the bit to get back from the DL. He's got a sprained hamstring. He's eligible on Friday, and it sounds like Saturday is the most likely date. Be an error on Chris Bryant. So he came up too early and the ball stayed down.
Plays it off to his side, just didn't stay down on it. Sat back, trusted his hands, but they let him down. Ideally, if you can square up and get behind that ball, play it off the body, even if you don't glove it cleanly, you still have plenty of time to throw the base runner out because it was so sharply hit.
Joe Madden told a story in spring training about seeing McCutchen a few years ago beat out a routine infield grounder in the 9th inning of a spring game. That's when Joe was managing in the Grapefruit League, and how amazing that was to him, because he's the Pirates' best player. That really sets an example. Called it a beautiful moment. Joe's a big fan of those beautiful moments.
Game being played the right way.
So I think Joe talked about Jonathan Herrera, who was a bubble guy at the end of spring training, and he made the club. And Madden said one of the reasons was he was always into the game, positive. He was in the dugout, just a total pro. And sometimes veterans, I wouldn't say they're not total pros, but spring training is a completely different animal. There's sometimes the body language of, I can't wait to get out of here.
Well, but if you're Herrera and you're there trying to make a club, you bring that rookie enthusiasm, even though you've been around a little bit. But you know, that's the thing. You want guys who are always engaged, never take a pitch off.
Castro will field, and he gets McCutchen, who was, of course, busting it down the line. 1-0 Cubs on an unearned run. Follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider all season long on Comcast Sportsnet. Brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Strike on Herrera, in for Addison Russell. And he went. Russell had started 7 in a row since coming up from AAA Iowa. Mercer for the out. This season at Wrigley Field, the Cubs will feature Budweiser Bleacher Fridays on select dates throughout the year. Budweiser Bleacher Fridays will include pregame entertainment, exclusive giveaway items, special food and beverages, and more. For more info and to buy your Budweiser Bleacher tickets, visit Cubs.com. That sign will go on top of the new board in right. Frame has been up for a few weeks. On the way to Fowler's on the outside corner for a strike.
Fowler's been really locked in here of late.
So slings across, 2 outs. Garrett Cole was the first UCLA baseball player picked #1 overall in the draft. Care to take a guess who was the previous high pick?
Out of UCLA?
Yeah.
Todd Zeal?
Tim Leary.
#2
in 1979. Trevor Bauer went 3rd. Same draft as Cole. So 2 of the top 3 picks came from the same team.
Leary Dodgers, right?
Yep. The last time 2 of the top 3 came from the same school. Care to take a guess?
Wichita State.
Arizona State. I'll give you the year, 1978.
Bob Horner?
Yep.
Floyd Bannister.
Hubie Brooks.
Hubie Brooks. Floyd Bannister, 76, I think.
Soler strikes out. It's 1-0 Cubs at the end of 3.
1-0 Cubs, top of the fourth, and we've been talking throughout the broadcast a lot about the White Sox and the Orioles playing in front of a fanless Camden Yards this afternoon. And Joe Maddon said he got just a little bit of time to catch part of the game, and it certainly illustrated a very valuable lesson. He said the fans are what make this game so special, and he said he stopped and signed every single autograph when he walked in the field today. He said, because I don't care what these guys say about how much fun it is to play and they'd play it for nothing. Sure, they would, but why would it be any fun without the fans? And that's exactly what he was saying that game today illustrated, guys.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I saw Chris Bryant and a teammate of his, I'm not sure who it was, signing autographs maybe 10 minutes before the first pitch tonight. 2-0 on Walker. 1-0 Cubs as he hits it foul to make it 2-1. Yep, it's a fans game. And a nice crowd tonight on a very chilly evening. 39 as we got started.
Turn the end of your nose red, Cole, tonight.
Opposite field single for Walker.
A pretty good approach here by Walker. He knows Hendricks is not going to want to give in to him even on 3-1. He's going to try to make a pitcher's pitch, and for Hendricks a lot of times that means sinker down and away. Walker tries to pull that. Likely grounds out to second base.
See if they can turn it. 6-4. No, Marte just moves down that line too quickly.
Looked like a double play ball off the bat. Did not have a lot of pace on it. Starlin probably could have come a little bit more aggressively. He settles in there. He wants to make sure he at least gets one. They take care of that, but don't get Marte at first. I think Marte would be on the move at some point. Now Alvarez is really strong, tremendous power. Hit 4 home runs this year, but he hits the ball on the ground a lot. Did last time up. Rizzo engaging him in conversation so he doesn't go anywhere. Stay here and talk to me.
Hendricks has his sign and another throw to first.
Speaking of Rizzo, we got a hi from Rick Rizzo, who's here today with his dad Joe, and his dad Joe was at the 1945 World Series. How about that? Cool. Probably big Anthony Rizzo fans.
Related to Mike Rizzo, who grew up a Cub fan.
Yeah.
His dad Phil, the general manager of the Nationals. Phil, longtime scout. Thought you were going to say Rick Riz.
Rick
good
Riz,
friend from
yeah.
the South Side,
yeah.
who's the longtime voice of the Seattle Mariners. Rizzs. Goodbye baseball. Great home run call. 2 strikes on Alvarez. There goes Marte. The pitch is outside. The throw handcuffs Castro. Marte on his way to third. The throw there is late. was the fourth error of this ball game, second on the Cubs, and it'll be charged to Montero on the throw.
Yeah, and again, I think it's cold weather. I think the defense suffers. Guys just are out of rhythm a little bit. It's not baseball weather. They don't get the double play on what looked to be a double play ball, and now error charged to Montero. And again, we saw this a lot last year, and it's not just the Cubs. You see it with a lot of different clubs, but at some point, as a middle infielder, you've got to make up your mind to knock that ball down.
Infield in.
In so doing, you give up the chance to make the sweep tag, the catch and the quick tag. But if you don't knock it down, you give up that extra 90 feet.
Pitch, bounce, foul. For Xfinity high-speed action, that ball went through the glove of Pedro Alvarez. So, got to get a new piece of leather, and that one didn't work very well either.
On that hole, that one's a little too stiff.
Big strikeout for Hendricks. 2 down.
Hendricks not a strikeout pitcher, but he's a smart pitcher, a situational pitcher, and he breaks out a little curveball here to get Alvarez. He's not a strikeout pitcher, but the numbers would suggest otherwise. He's got 5 already tonight.
Tip strike 1 on Gung. Life and Times of Hank Greenberg. Did you ever see that documentary?
I did not.
Put it on your list. Among the great tidbits about the late Hall of Fame slugger was that essentially he invented, or the people around him invented, the first baseman's mitt. He was not a very good glove man at first, and his gloves kept getting bigger and bigger, and eventually morphed into what we call the first baseman's mitt.
So prior to that time, guys were just using regular fielders' mitts over there?
It's been a while since I saw that film, but if you're a baseball fan, that's one to check out on Netflix or what have you. Hammer and Hank. Debuted as a 19-year-old in 1930. There's 3 seasons during the war. He finished as a Pirate. Did you know that? Hank Greenberg, 1947 was his final year in the big leagues.
No, I would not have known that.
And he would have played
Tigers.
He would have played here during the 1945 World Series. Two and two.
Gung from Korea hit 40 home runs in the Korean Baseball Organization last year. Not sure how that's going to translate to the major leagues.
Off the end of the bat, and it's going to drop for an RBI single to tie the ball game 1-1. Jung-ho Gung. Nice piece of 2-strike, 2-out hitting.
Well, got that one. That was well off the outside corner. Bet you they pitch him in next time.
Yeah, one of Jackie Robinson's heroes was Hank Greenberg.
Is that right?
Yeah, because of all the grief he took as a Jewish ball player in the 1930s. can see that first baseman's good. Yeah, he had a real rough time. Castro gets Stewart. Pirates tie it up. It's 1-1 in the fourth.
No one covers it better than CSN Chicago. At 5, watch a special on-location edition of Sports Talk Live from Tavern at the Park. Plus, we'll take you from Michigan Avenue to Hallis Hall for what the Bears may do with the number 7 pick. Draft coverage presented by Miller Lite begins at 5 on Comcast Sports Net.
Great to have you with us tonight. This team with a run, 3 hits, 2 errors. Cubs have not yet batted in 4 complete innings. Pirates have. Rizzo, Bryant, Montero. Anthony 1 for 1.
Single, try to stretch it to a double with 2 outs in the first. Andrew McCutchen made a good play on him, threw him out. Not a bad idea, though. Just trying to get a little something going for us. McCutchen to make a play. Pirates outfielders play deep.
Rizzo's not leading the majors in on-base percentage. You know who is? Matt Holliday.
Yeah, I saw that.
500.
It's insane.
We'll see the Cardinals next road trip starting Monday night. 2-1.
Made the comparison in the open. Cole and Hendricks on a musical note. So Kyle was smooth jazz and Cole was heavy metal. He just threw his changeup as hard as Kyle throws his fastball.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Deep breath by the right-hander, and the 3-2 is fouled off.
Cole 11-5 last year with a 3.65 ERA. Spent some time on the disabled list with a lat strain. 24-12, 334 for his young career. Ouch.
Rizzo hit for the 7th time, adding to his April club record.
Slider hits him Out on the shin. That doesn't feel good on a cold night.
Maybe we should have said the matchup tonight is Ozzy Osbourne against Miles Davis. Or actually, we could have flipped it around. We could have said Nat King Cole as Hendricks and Jimi Hendricks as Garrett Cole. Something like that. Short lead by Rizzo. And a strike called on Bryant.
Anthony has matched his career high with 6 stolen bases already. He's 6 for 6. His strategy is to take a very modest lead like he does now and just start walking and never stop.
Lead was about a foot.
And given what's transpired over there tonight, I'm not sure Clint Hurdle wants his guy thrown over in that situation. So he definitely would want him to make sure that Anthony comes to a complete stop, check in on him. But for the first baseman, a bit of an adventure for the Pirates tonight.
Bryant went on that pitch in the dirt, and that's strike 3. Got a break last time, but not this time. I think they got it right. Yep.
Batting average against Cole this year is .204. A real advantage from either side of the plate. Righty's .203, lefty's .208. He's allowed just 1 home run, that to a right-handed batter. It's team ERA, 3rd best in the National League at 3.10. So pitching's been fine. They just allowed 2 runs total to the Diamondbacks in their 3-game sweep out in the desert.
Speaking of the Diamondbacks, Archie Bradley goes to the DL today. A sinus fracture in the right side of his face. He got hit by a vicious liner last night. Cargo hit it, right? The Rockies.
Yes. Yep.
2nd inning. His face looked like it had a baseball inside his cheek about 5 minutes after the incident happened. Just blew up on him. 3-1 on Montero. There goes Rizzo, and Montero fouls. Did that little move, just didn't stop.
Yeah, that would be the thing that would frustrate me if I were Clint Hurdle. You don't need to be thrown over there, but you got to make a base runner stop. And he did kind of settle in there a little bit, but fun to watch Rizzo. He knows he's not a burner, so he has to get creative, and so far he's been successful.
runs again, and Montero fouls again up on the roof.
This is, talked about Cole's propensity to get ground balls, so you're trying to stay out of a double play here by starting Rizzo. To imagine trusting Miguel Montero to either take ball 4 or put the ball in play. Element of risk for sure, because Cole's a guy who gets a lot of swings and misses too.
Strike 3 called. Rizzo's out at second. Strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the inning is over. It's 1-1 after 4.
Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball on DraftKings for free using promo code ReverseTheCurse.
1-1 is the score. Are you in charge of planning your next social gathering for the office or friends? Bring your group to Wrigley Field and enjoy special perks only available inside the ballpark. Cubs offers special ticket packages for groups of 15 or more. Visit Cubs.com/groups for information and tickets.
Pitcher against pitcher. Hendricks to Cole. Comeback sinker just missed the outside. 4-1. Struck out. His first time up. 2-0. Mentioned John Lester will go on Friday. Still looking for his first win as a Cub. Hendricks has made 3 starts, all no decisions. That ball hit hard, knocked down by Bryant. Picks it up, but he's not going to make a throw as Cole will have an infield hit.
It just trickled a little too far away from Chris. And to ultimately make a play on Cole. Gets a little leather on it. If he can get it right there, he's probably going to throw him out, but by the time he ran it down, he had no play.
Would have been a great play as a goalkeeper on a free kick.
Yeah.
A penalty shot, or what do they call it in soccer? Free kick?
Well, there's both. The penalty kick and then
penalty
there's also
kick.
The free kick.
There we go.
There's
penalty
the direct kick, the indirect kick, the corner kick, the goal kick, fried shrimp, bowl shrimp.
Want to know on Polanco.
Led up to get even.
And Hendricks came over from Texas. Trade deadline deal in 2012. Ryan Dempster went the other way. Christian Villanueva, third baseman, also came to the Cubs. Hendricks would be the minor league pitcher of the year for the organization 2 years ago, and Pacific Coast League All-Star last year. And then he got to the big leagues and he was the National League Rookie of the Month for August. 4-0 with a 1.69. Two bounce to Herrera, and they only get Cole. So Polanco will take over at first.
Herrera has to retreat to get that big high hop, then the long throw to second base. No chance to get Polanco, who will likely be trying to steal a base here.
He's 7 for 7. Not running, and Mercer takes ball one.
At the start of the ball game, you recall Polanco reached on a single, was immediately off and running, and Mercer hit a fly ball to right field. Polanco was doubled up. Have a real big lead measured there. Good job there by Hendricks, holding the ball, trying to upset the timing of Polanco over there at first base. Try to imagine yourself in the starter's blocks, right, in the sprint, and you get used to that cadence, ready, set, go. They shoot the gun or whatever, and then the gun doesn't go, and so you're poised, you're ready, and then it doesn't go, and you wait, and that's kind of the sensation a base runner has. He's trying to time the pitcher, gets a sense of that kind of 1, 2, 3 go cadence, and all of a sudden the pitcher's holding the ball much longer. You lose your rhythm as a base stealer. So important to vary your times. Hitters will key in on a pitcher, and if you fall into a rhythm where you come set, 1001, 1002 pitch, if you do that routinely, they're going to get a great jump on you.
Yep.
A little quicker that time. Challenge is to do all that as a pitcher and still make quality pitches to the hitter.
Yeah, repeat your mechanics, but
right,
change the pattern of
tempo,
your timing. Right? Yeah. There he goes, and that ball's dribbled past where Castro would have been. So that sends Polanco to third.
Yeah, and the irony is that sometimes on the base runner going here, actually in that instance both infielders were covering second base, so somebody messed up. But a lot of times you have shortstop covering there because you're trying to prevent the first to third. I figure if the second baseman's covering, the ball's hit through the hole on the right side, that's an easy first to third. Ground ball to base hit to the left field, a lot of times that runner won't be able to get to third base, but that ball was softly hit, and I'm not sure who was supposed to have coverage there.
At any rate, a strike on McCutchen. So double play depth around the infield. Rizzo holding on Mercer as the Pirates try to grab what would be their first lead of this series. In the dirt. Not really a question of if, but when, as it pertains to Andrew McCutchen. Came in hitting 179. He's down to 174. And you know he's due for about a 10-day stretch during which he bats about 480. You just hope it's doesn't start tonight. Two and two.
Well, usually, like McCutchen, like most good hitters, when you see them start to hit the ball with authority the other way, they're starting to get back into their good habits. He is so balanced in the box, and he's so quick. It's tough to beat.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
That's very un-McCutchen-like right there. Just about that weak pass at that breaking ball. Savvy pitch here by Hendricks. McCutchen, who's been struggling, willing to expand to try to drive in a run. Two big punch outs tonight with a man on third base and less than 2 outs.
He's got to get Walker. Pittsburgh native Neil Walker. And he just got hit to load the bases with a dangerous Starling Marte.
Hendricks likes to throw that come on back two-seam fastball to left-handed hitters, and trying to run that one back to the inside corner, just overthrew it a little bit.
Here's our AT&T UVerse multi-view. You've got Polanco at third, Mercer at second, and now Walker at first. And Marte at the plate. Bases full, 2 outs, strike one.
What a great pitch. Marte probably figures he's going to throw him a little wrinkle or something. Fastball over the outside corner to get the jump. Now he can expand the zone. There's a cut changeup. That's such a tough pitch to execute. That's a beautiful pitch.
Fans making some noise, trying to help the home pitcher get out of this jam. 5th inning, a 1-1 tie.
I think that's the pitch he wanted to make there. Breaking ball in the zone on 0-2 to Marte.
Marte fights it off foul into the first base dugout.
Marte drew a walk back in the 2nd inning, but that was only the 3rd free pass he has drawn this year.
Alvarez on deck. Hendricks hopes to face him in the 6th. It's full, 3-2.
Didn't really offer much at that one at all. They've shown a lot of pitches off that outside corner and down. If you're going to nibble, commit to it. Don't throw him a cookie here.
Yeah, you don't want to walk in a run, but you also don't want to give up a 3-run double.
Yeah, this is where you trust the scouting report. What are his tendencies? 3-2. What is he likely to offer at? Can you jam him after all that stuff away? He was in take mode there. He kind of pretty well locked into what they were trying to do.
So he does force in a run, and it's 2-1 Pirates, and it'll bring up Alvarez.
Trying to shave that outside corner, just missed. Marte has doubled his walk output for the year here tonight.
Three walks for Hendricks. We're going to see some action. Gonzalez German now getting up in the Cubs bullpen. Inside, ball one. This is not a just play catch session either. This is get ready as fast as you can.
Here, yeah.
1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. A 30-pitch inning already for Hendricks. Comes a pitching coach, Chris Bosio. A young Kent TeColvey fan.
He's in the set.
Which needs to make a pitch. Ground ball. Diving stop. Throw to second. Not in time. Here comes Joe. As it is, it's 3-1. Inning continues. And an RBI infield single for Alvarez, and Joe is challenging.
Well, let's take a look. In real time, it looked like he was safe, but
out.
He was a little late. That slide, he slid a little too early. He's popping up, but he's out.
Yep.
That is going to be huge.
So that'll take a run off the board. The Cubs will be 3 out of 4 in challenges here these last 2 days. Crowd reacting as they can see it. It should not take long for the war room to determine that Joe was right.
Cubs outfielders are fairly well convinced this call is going to be overturned. They're coming in. As I was watching that play develop, I thought maybe his best chance was going to be first base to get Alvarez. Again, in real time, I thought Marte was safe, but that replay we had fairly conclusive that they got him.
Starlin's foot is right on the base.
Yeah, ball in the back of the glove, foot on the bag. Marte not there yet.
It's the only angle I think you need.
Well done, boys.
So the inning ends. The Pirates do get one, and it's now 2-1. Nice use of replay challenge by Joe Maddon and the Cubs. Actually took a run off the board. So it's 2-1 Pirates. Marte with the bases loaded RBI walk. One 1-0 on Castro. Hoglund next, and then thinking a pinch hitter after that long inning for Hendricks.
Yeah, closing in on 100 pitches.
Gunn kind of got caught in between, but makes the play. Alvarez stays on the bag at the other end. One away.
Cole has settled in here nicely. A little tough hop for Gunn to contend with. Spins and plenty on that throw. Alvarez is able to get the foot back down in time.
Krista Norfie has grabbed a bat and is on deck for Hendricks. Coughlin skies it foul. James Big Cat Williams will sing the stretch a little later. Former Chicago Bear. Tackle.
One run unearned so far tonight off Cole in 4 1/3. He's 3-0 this year. He brought a 2.19 earned run average into this start.
Second year with the Cubs for Coughlin. Started with the Marlins. Rookie of the year in 2009. Knee problems after that, but a fine comeback season last year in his first year here in Chicago.
You see the extreme shift they have on. It's pretty aggressive in that regard. They do a lot of shifting, so they got Gung, the third baseman, who's playing the shortstop position. Coughlin hits the ball to left field a lot, but in the air. Just a little squibber off the end of the bat down the third base line would be an easy double for him.
Nasty slider to get him.
Clark, the official team mascot of the Chicago Cubs, can be part of your next gathering. From charity events and wedding receptions to birthday parties and grand openings, Clark wants to be a part of it. Email him directly at clark@cubs.com or visit cubs.com/Clark for more information on how to book Clark for your special event.
Here's DeNorthia, who started the year on the DL with a hamstring strain. High in the air, but it's not going anywhere tonight with the wind blowing in. McCutchen's got it. Cubs will go into their bullpen the rest of the way, trailing 2-1. The Hawks and Wild face off in game 1 of their series. Flip over to CSN Chicago for instant player reaction, Coach Q's take, and more. It's Blackhawks post-game live presented by Hawk Ford after every playoff game on Comcast Sportsnet. Right-hander Gonzalez German making his third appearance, and we've been impressed with the stuff. A little bit change up. We'll try to keep the Pirates right where they are.
Yeah, he's showing a lively heater, 94 miles an hour slider, and that good change Len talked about. Kyle Hendricks tonight, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, struck out 6, walked 3. So his last 2 games he left with leads and had to settle for no decisions. Now he's hoping his guys come from behind and get him off the hook here.
Two strikes on Gung. A walk and the game tying RBI single. His hands high as he gets ready to hit. 1 and 2. Rough day for A-Rod. 4 strikeouts. He went 0 for 6 and grounded into a double play to end the game as the Rays got a run in the 13th and beat the Yankees 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
That's a good let-up. The thing that's really impressed me is his ability to throw his changeup to that spot. Right on right, down and away from a right-handed hitter. Not easy to do.
All one on Stewart.
Well, Nationals had that big come from behind win over the Braves last night. 13-12. Dan Uggla hit the game-winning home run. Tonight, 14 hits, 10 runs. They lead the Braves 10-4. They're in the 9th.
Fair ball for Stewart. Through the bullpen. And a standing double.
So the Cubs thing is to rub their helmet. Must be the Pirates thing is to point to their helmet. Stewart in scoring position for Cole, and then the top of the order. If you were a major league player and you had like a signature move when you hit a home run or something, what would it be? Like a little air guitar?
Yeah, maybe. I haven't thought about it. That's a good question. I would point upstairs at the broadcast booth. That was for you, JD. 2 strikes on Cole.
Kind of like the musical angle. I think you should, the air guitar, or maybe a little drum solo.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
You see them land with a leadoff double and then just kind of rocking out or a little. Throw your drumsticks up into the crowd.
Right. The Viv Savage organ, both hands.
I think we ought to get that. We got to spread the word. You got to find somebody who's willing to do that. Where's John Baker when we need him?
Yeah, and the guy gets drilled back the next day. They will intentionally walk Polanco to get to Mercer. Two more homers, Miguel Cabrera today in Minnesota in a 10-7 Tiger win. He's pretty good. He's hitting .370.
Tigers 15-7 with that win. What, have they won that division four years in a row? Is that right? Something like that?
I want to say yes. 4 or 5.
Came into play half a game behind Kansas City.
Yep.
Royals lost tonight. They got beat 7-5 by the Indians. Alcides Escobar got hit in the head with a pitch. He'd be let off the field. Any more than that, but that's obviously dangerous. Mercer's had good swings all 3 times tonight. Well, a productive swing last time, that ground ball through the vacated left side as Castro broke to cover second. Hit the ball pretty hard first time up to right field and then reached on an air on a sharply hit ball under the glove of Chris Bryant. He finds himself in a 2-strike hole here.
Base hit center field. Stewart around third. Fowler's throw is not in time. Good effort by Fowler, but Stewart got in. And it's 3-1.
Fowler aggressively charges that. Unloads in a hurry. Strong throw. Montero has to wait back just a little bit to get that high hop, and that allows Stewart to get underneath the tag. Scott right on the call. Appears to have gotten it right.
McCutchen now with runners at second and third. Pitch in the dirt. Snaps a Cubs bullpen scoreless streak at 13 innings.
Good base running by Polanco and Stewart too as they move up with that throw coming home. So 2 in scoring position for McCutchen here.
Deep drive, center field. This is trouble, and it is off the wall. 2-run score. McCutchen's going to make his way to third with a triple. It's 5-1.
You didn't have to give in to McCutchen there. You had a base open, but Walker's been swinging it well. McCutchen's been struggling, so you can understand not putting him on intentionally. He just misses a home run here. Fowler trying to make the Willie Mays over the shoulder catch.
While also trying not to run face first into the bricks. So a good effort by Fowler. And McCutchen doubles their lead with that 2-run 2-bagger. Now Walker 1-0. 3-bagger, I should say. It was a triple.
Well, let's tell you what, it's a good thing that Fowler was able to get back up too and retrieve that ball, because he wasn't getting any help from either of the corner outfielders. Solaire's got to be over there to provide support just in case there's a big carom off the wall or Fowler goes down and has a hard time getting up. Otherwise, McCutchen circles the bases.
Three and one. Big difference. Pirates had very little going in the first 2 games. 9 hits, no walks combined. They've had 15 base runners tonight.
We've had at least one in every inning. A lot of traffic here the last couple of frames.
They did not get the leadoff man on base in any inning Monday or Tuesday.
No real difference in German stuff here tonight, but execution has been lacking. Made some mistakes out over the heart of the plate.
Marte with a bases loaded walk in the 5th to give the Pirates the lead. And they've been able to add 3 here in the 6th. Edwin Jackson is up. Ground ball into center. McCutcheon's home. 6-1.
Down but over the plate. Good swing of the bat by Marte, right back through the middle of the diamond.
Definitely had hoped the Cubs would have done this and not the opponent, but have the Pirates batted around.
This is the debate.
This
right?
is the 9th hitter of the inning.
Does 9 mean batting around, or do you have to go 10? Somebody wrote a story in the Wall Street Journal a week or so ago asking people that. We've been bantering it around. Bantering it around?
That works.
It works. And it's the community is the baseball community is split on this. People say 9, others say 10.
I've always considered all 9 in the order batting. Batting around. Where you started. If you complete one turn through the lineup, I thought that meant batting around. Others are pretty vehement. And it has to be 10. So the guy who started the inning has to bat again. Up by Alvarez. For half of you out there, the Pirates batted around. For the other half, they were 1 short. They get 4 runs, and it's 6-1. T-Mobile game changer. The ace of a staff generally is called the stopper, which means you stop losing streaks. The Pirates have only dropped 2 in a row, but Garrett Cole tonight has been that guy.
Yeah, he's got some of the best stuff in all of baseball. Among starting pitchers in the National League this year, only Matt Harvey a little bit better in terms of velocity, and his A game going here tonight. And just the way he's carried himself from the outset of this ball game, it's as if he told his teammates, "Jump on, boys! I got you tonight."
Two strikes to Herrera. Out of play.
Well, we're only in the 6th inning, so the Cubs have plenty of time here. Do a little damage against Cole, maybe come back against the bullpen.
Pitch count in the mid-80s. Still in pretty good shape as he tries to win his 6th consecutive start against the Cubs. He's also overall 7-0 his last 9 big league starts, dating back to the end of last season. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
The Chicago Cubs baseball summer camps presented by AT Physical Therapy offer children ages 5 to 13 the ultimate major league experience during 1-week sessions here in the Chicago area. Suit up in Cubs gear, meet a current Cub player, plus receive top-notch baseball instruction. How do you beat that? First camp kicks off in Lake Forest on June 22nd. Sign up at Cubs.com/camps.
Hard on the ground. Foul.
Nice day for Arizmendi Alcantara yesterday. Homered in both ends of a doubleheader. Slow start for him here, and looks like he's starting to get his groove back. Kyle Schwarber down at Double-A went deep again, his 4th. He's hitting .388. Starter and winner in game 1 for Iowa yesterday, Don Roach. He's been very good.
Two is high.
I think if you were to have a pool in clubhouses around the National League, you pull a name out of the hat for a no-hitter and you were to draw Garrett Cole's name, You wouldn't find many guys disappointed with that pick. He's got that kind of stuff.
I would agree. Jake Arrieta would be the top choice on the Cubs staff. And he has flirted with history a few times.
Jake is up again on Saturday. Mike Fiers will pitch that game for the Brewers. Fiers 0-3 with a 5.79.
Look out really hard and right to the shortstop Mercer, and the inning is over. 6-1 Pirates after 6.
Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball on DraftKings for free using promo code ReverseTheCurse.
Perhaps you're wondering how to get here. The Cubs suggest the use of public transportation. If you ride your bike, use the Cubs courtesy bike check. That's located near Clark and Addison. If you drive, the Cubs provide free parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. And that's 3900 North Rockwell. For details, visit Cubs.com.
Veteran right-hander Edwin Jackson is on.
Good numbers so far for Ejax. Mostly working in low leverage situations. I'm not going to get cheated there, boy. Aired it out.
Look, he banged that one off the catcher Montero, but he looked like the one who was hurt. But I think it was just an awkward landing.
He's got a big leg kick.
Ow! Montero didn't even need any extra time. That's a tough ball player right there. There's Gung with a base hit. Archimedes Caminero is up. Hard throwing righty.
One inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned for Gonzalez German tonight. He'd been going along nicely, but not tonight. Walked a couple, struck out a couple.
Andrew Lambeau on deck. One and one.
Yeah, I think it's just risk reward time for Clint Hurdle as he tries to make this decision. He obviously already has. Lambeau's going to hit for Cole. If it's a 3-1 lead, maybe Cole stays in the ball game. He's got a 5-run lead. Had that long delay as the Pirates did or did not bat around in the 6th, depending on your point of view. Figured he would only get one more out of him anyway, so he's going to go for more runs.
Yeah, he's got a day off tomorrow for his bullpen, so we'll use them for the final 3 innings. Gung takes off, pitches low, throw to second. Appeared to be in time, but it was bounced, and Herrera couldn't handle it. So Gung gets the first stolen base of his major league career. He's had a good night tonight. A walk, 2 hits, and now a steal.
Not have a big lead, not a particularly good jump, and still manages to steal the bag. Set that to music.
Fly ball to right. Gung will tag. Oh, I wanted to see him try it.
Yeah. Throw might have been a little bit offline, but it was a laser beam.
Any chance we get to see Jorge Soler throw to a base, especially third, I'm in. Yeah, you know, I know there are some people not only sitting at home, but within the game of baseball who get aggravated by the, why would you take your best pitcher out, 95 pitches, 6 innings, he's given up 1 unearned run. I don't think it's as much about tonight as about the rest of the year. You're saving bullets. You got a 5-run lead.
Yeah.
If your bullpen can't hold that, you're not going anywhere anyway.
I think, you know, with the sensitivity to pitch counts, Clint probably thinking he was only going to get 1 more inning out of him anyway.
Right.
If his pitch count was such that he could give him 8 innings, he probably lets him hit there. But you know, it's that trade-off. Do I get 1 more inning out of him, or do I trust my bullpen and at the same time use a pinch hitter and try to press for a little bit more offense?
I think most, if not all, managers tonight would have done the exact same thing.
And I think if it's a 3 or 4 to 1 ball game, Cole's still in the game because he gives you your best chance the way he's been going along here. You know, he could have covered the 7th, maybe even gotten into the 8th. So there are going to be those starts where you're in that situation and you ask your ace to cover more outs in a tight game, and maybe the pitch count mounts, but with a comfortable lead, understandable that he would make this move.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Montero way up out of his crouch, wanting a high fastball, and Edwin throws one down around the knees. Still got him.
There's Polanco. Gung at second, 2 outs. The Indians 7-5 win over the Royals tonight. Ends the Indians 4-game losing streak. And Salazar 3-0. Boston over Toronto 4-1 at Fenway. Porcello beat R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, 0-3. It's over in Atlanta, 13-4. Nationals over the Braves. And Miami beat the Mets again, 7-3. Dyson besting Colon. First loss.
Stanton went deep.
First loss for Bartolo.
The Astros won again. 7-2 over the Pods. They're 10-2 on the road.
Not that.
Scored 30 runs in a 3-game series, sweeping the Padres.
They're 14-7. Keuchel over Cashner.
It's another one of those smooth jazz heavy metal matchups. Cashner with the upper 90s heater, and Keuchel, a finesse guy with a great sinker. Boy, what a pitcher he's turned into. I remember when he first came to the big leagues, he looked like a heady pitcher, good control, kind of a back of the rotation type guy, and he is legit.
He is 3-0 with an .073 earned run average. Polanco held, and it's full 3-2. Nick Leyva, the veteran first base coach, didn't make a move on that foul ball.
Taking some grief from the boys.
I think he is, yes. Usually the first base coach will just kind of shuffle over. Watch Nick.
He's staying within himself. One or the other. He's going to point that one out. There it is. Former skipper of the Phillies. A long time ago.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. James Big Cat Williams with the stretch.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Bear Big Cat Williams.
All right, Cubs fans. Let me hear ya. 1, a 2, and a 3. Me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root for the strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Go Cubbies!
Bottom of the 7th, they got some work to do. Trail 6-1, and Archimedes Caminero has been used often by Clint Hurdle, working for the 11th time. 0-1, 3.72 ERA. Got a fastball that gets to 100 miles an hour.
Look out.
It was 98, just spun on by Rizzo like it was nothing. Geared up for that heater. Little baby slider at 92. He also has a changeup that we've seen at over 90 miles per hour.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chad Reno with a great point on Twitter. So in order to throw the ball around the horn, does it have to get thrown back to the first person? No. Now you could claim it starts with the pitcher throwing the pitch, but I would say that really throwing around the horn starts with the catcher. It ends up with the pitcher. You don't. When you say around the horn, doesn't necessarily mean the same guy touches it twice.
Yeah.
So
I'm
there's
with you,
precedent for around, batting around, not including the same guy twice.
Well, the story I read on it, Vin Scully, he thought 10 had to bat. And then they talked to John Thorne, the baseball historian. He came down on the side of the tenors. Thought there was some historical precedent. But there's no real rule. It's not like it's written down anywhere.
It's a phrase. 99. Swing and miss.
Some hot sauce from Cholula at 99. Unfair when he paints at 100. And that's the difference. Caminero, formerly in the Marlins organization, where he really struggled with his control. But so far, has not been an issue. Ray Search has been working with him. A little bit more upright in his delivery. This could prove to be quite a find for the Pirates.
Brings up Montero. Yeah, 10's the safe choice because it includes 9. Right. There's a base hit for Montero. I think the harder argument is to claim it's 9. But I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
I think we're going to have to appoint a blue ribbon panel. This probably should be one of Rob Manfred's first. Yeah. First things he tackles this summer. He's settling into his new job, but I think that would be. We need a commissioner, a decree from the commissioner after a blue ribbon panel would be appointed to make that call.
An awkward cut on a slider. Was that a slider at 91?
Slider, he might have worked around his changeup a little bit. Slider, yeah, it's a little slider, a little cutter. This day in baseball history, the Yankees signed a 20-year-old youngster by the name of Lou Gehrig out of Columbia University. $2,000 salary and a $1,500 signing bonus. Pretty good investment.
I would say so. Castro pops it up on the infield. Pedro Alvarez makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. Looks like his original mitt tonight. They've got it fixed.
Series right here at Wrigley with the Brewers. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto, right here on Comcast Sports Net. John Lester, Willie Peralta, the starting pitchers in that affair.
Young man, one of 30,000, 634. Part of the paid crowd tonight, but the visitors kind of took the crowd out with the 4-run sixth. Made it a 6-1 Pirate lead. And they bat here in the 8th inning. Mercer, McCutchen, and Walker. Fastball looked good, but apparently low. 1-0.
Good enough.
Cardinals leading late, 5-2 over the Phillies. We go to the 8th inning. It's Tony Watson. I think it's the first time he has even gotten loose in this series. Line shot caught by Coughlin. Follow the Cubs all season with MLB.com at bat. At bat is up to the moment, at any moment. With in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. I got mine dialed in tonight.
You checking out a little StatCast?
I have not. Just had the big box score of our game in case I need to reference anything in particular. You know me, I'm a technology guy, and I love all the new stuff, but sometimes it is too much, especially when we're calling a game. Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Well, yeah, it can be overwhelming. But it's a great time to be a baseball fan, right? With all the apps and all the information that's at your disposal. With so many great websites.
Yeah, the information is there. You got to go find it. It's a good segue, actually. Here's a 1-2 to McCutchen, and it's in the dirt. Baseball Prospectus introducing a new stat called deserved run average. DRA instead of ERA. That's a fair ball. Diving stop. Bryant. Throw to first. Safe.
Second hit of the night from McCutchen. Heck of an effort here by Chris Bryant. He got a couple almost tonight, hasn't he? Diving to his left. Almost made a great play here going towards the line. Great glove work. And he's nimble for a big guy. Quickly to his feet. Boy, that would have been a heck of a pick by Rizzo.
It's a milestone hit for McCutchen. Number 1,000 of his career. So I read the article today on BP, and pretty complicated stuff. Deserved run average, but it's intriguing. And I think the number, if I have this right, represents the amount of runs on average a guy allows per 9 innings. The ball gets away. And McCutchen to second. Check that. It doesn't, but they do have.
Well, it
runs allowed per 9 is one of the numbers they use.
It takes into all kinds of different factors that don't show up in ERA. Catcher's framing abilities, the temperature, a lot of ballpark conditions.
We're trying to improve on FIP, fielding independent pitching. Yep. Ooh, dropped by Herrera. Does he have time to get Walker? Yeah, he does. McCutchen hold it.
It's not your routine 4-3 put out. That ball was scarlet. Boy, they've hit the ball hard in this inning. Nice recovery by Herrera.
Runner at second, 2 outs, 6-1 Pirates here lead. Cut and miss. 1-1. By the way, the 25 best qualified starters by deserved runs or DRA over the past 25 years. Pedro Martinez in 2000 was number 1. DRA of 1.03. It's ridiculous how great he was during that era of offensive supremacy around the game. corner. 2-2.
Right. You know, we talk a lot about Bob Gibson's '68 season when he had the 1.12 ERA. But what Pedro did in that era, Greg Maddux in the mid '90s, 156 one year in Atlanta. When, league average ERA was what, four and change.
Marte strikes out, and the Pirates are gone in the 8th. However, they lead this game 6-1. Tony Watson is on to face Chris Coghlan.
Not an easy EB for a left-handed hitter with his delivery that Watson features. He's a good one. An all-star last year. 11 strikeouts, no walks so far this year in 12 innings.
No left-handed reliever has made more appearances than he has, 225 since 2012. And with that off day tomorrow, the fact that the Pirates lost the first 2 of this series, Clint Hurdle's going to treat these final 2 innings like it's closer than it is. So I bet we see Melanson in the 9th. Even if it's a non-save spot. Dodgers have homered 3 times in the opening inning against the Giants and lead 4-1. Off Ryan Vogelsong. Peterson, Gonzalez, and Ethier. And all the homers were over 400 feet in distance. Peterson a leadoff blast.
Anxious to see that kid play. Jock Peterson, the rookie, off to a great start.
Moving ball right to Alvarez, who will take it to the bag. David Ross off the bench.
Greinke pitching for the Dodgers tonight. It's a rubber game. They split the first 2 games of that series.
A 1-1 from Watson, and Ross swung at it or took it, not sure. The call was, but it was a strike. And chases a changeup in the dirt for strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Jonathan Herrera.
Yeah, you know, Watson, we talked about his delivery and how tough it is on left-handed hitters, but he gets righties out as well. Changeup is a good weapon for him against right-handed batters. This is a reversal of fortune here. Cubs in jeopardy of dropping a game to the Cardinals. Not that we focus that much in the standings this early in the year, but it's fun to think about the standings and pay attention to them. Haven't mattered much the last couple of years. Herrera getting the start tonight in place of Addison Russell. Joe Madden giving Russell the night off. A pretty good idea. I think Russell kind of been up and down for him. And he looks like he's starting to gain a little confidence in the batter's box. And Garrett Cole, the type of guy who could take away a young hitter's confidence in a hurry with his stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to get Herrera back in there. And Russell hits the night to just kind of kick up his feet and watch. Nothing wrong with that every once in a while. Off day tomorrow, back at it on Friday. And a base hit. Herrera 1 for 3. I guess Herrera and Castro were in the clubhouse, and Castro said something funny and then kind of rubbed his head. That's where this whole thing started. Yeah, there's nothing brilliant beyond that. And then I think Herrera did it, and then it just caught on.
Well, it was funny. He just did it there, and he felt some sense of peer pressure to do the helmet rub, but he's down 5 runs, so it was less demonstrative. He was trying to make it look like just a little helmet adjustment. This group is having some fun. Joe Madden, they have a dance party in there after every win.
Yeah, there's a 30-minute time limit to celebrate a win and mourn a loss, and then you move on. And again, we don't know how much that matters in terms of wins and losses down the road, but I do like the idea of celebrating wins, because we tend to get into this grind of the season and you get mad about losses and wins feel like relief. Well, If losses hurt, then wins should feel good. Got to have the yin and the yang.
Yeah, well, there's the whole thing. You don't get too high, don't get too low.
Right.
In this game.
But I think temporarily,
I think
what he's saying is it's okay, and then you forget and you move on.
I think Joe's thinking is, well, yeah, we are going to get high after a win. Well, no, let me rephrase that. we're gonna really celebrate the wins, but we're not going to get too morose when we lose.
Cold in the left. Little 2-out rally.
Only when you go to Denver. See, what I always got a kick out of is managers that would preach that. You know, don't get too high when you win, don't get too low when you lose. But then you would lose, and yeah, there would be this false mourning, for lack of a better word, in the clubhouse after a game. Everybody had to sit quietly at their locker, and you know, if you're going to keep it consistent, you know, turn the television on, turn the radio. You know, you don't have to have a dance party after you lose, but it's, you know, it doesn't need to be as mausoleum.
Well, I look forward to hearing that soundbite of yours all over the radio the next week. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, maybe one swing of the bat can get the Cubs somewhat back in this game here. Jared Hughes just in case in the 8th.
Hey, a little anxious here, chasing the changeup out of the zone. For 3 tonight. Hit a rocket last time up to short for a line out.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and the inning comes to an end. 2-out rally, but they could not convert. Here's our Binny's Beverage Depot toast of the game. Andrew McCutcheon off to Probably the slowest start of his career. Went through the longest offer recently of his career, but a 2-run triple helping the Pirates bust it open with a 4-run 6th inning. He would add an infield hit for his 1,000th career knock. As we play the 9th inning, Phil Koch is on for the Cubs.
Yeah, two out hits by the Pirates in that inning. That's kind of been the Cubs formula lately. Prior to that triple, Mercer with an RBI single on an 0-2 changeup. Big pitch in this game.
Alvarez gets a hold of one, and that's going to roll for a while. Leadoff double.
#12th hit of the night for the Pirates, and also drawn 5 walks.
You don't see that many balls hit that low that go that far. Gappers usually land 350 feet from home plate.
Yeah, he's a strong human being.
That thing scooted.
Good night for Gung. Edwin Jackson's line tonight. 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Struck out 3, didn't walk anybody.
Three and 0. I've got everybody in their lineup, including the pitcher, with a hit. One through 9.
Yeah.
Stung to deep right center, off the wall. Alvarez is in, and Gung has a double. Big night for him, as JD mentioned. His 3rd hit. He's been on 4 times. He's knocked in 2, and it's 7-1.
Yeah, you got a chance to start in Pittsburgh when Mercer was nicked up, and he had one good game over there. But prior to that, there was some talk, at least in the media in Pittsburgh, that maybe he would be sent out. But he was promised he'd get a chance to play in the big leagues when he signed from Korea. Did not do much at all in spring training. Starting to settle in a little bit. Clearly some pop in that bat.
This attempt by Herrera, but he can't get it, and Stewart's got a base hit. That's 3 consecutive hits to begin the inning. Now, you were mostly a starter, but I don't know if you had innings like this in relief where it's a blowout game. Your manager just wants you to get 3 outs. You may not have your good stuff. You start getting knocked around, and this is no fun.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Joe doesn't want to
right.
get somebody else up. So you kind of just have to take it.
You might have to wear it. Yeah.
Rodriguez, double play ball. So they get another run to make it 8-1, but there are 2 outs. And no RBI for Rodriguez.
There's a fellow way back in the day. His name was Bach Baker, pitching for the Cleveland Blues in 1901. Gave up 23 singles in a game to the Chicago White Sox.
Did he pitch the whole game? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I think it's probably back in the day when they typically just
started to finish.
Game. Yeah. Wonder if after the game he said, well, I had him hitting it on the ground. They just kept finding the holes. Sometimes when you're getting hit around, you convince yourself that, well, they got to hit it at somebody. That's what everybody always says. Just throw it in there. And they never seem to do that when you're having a night like that.
Bounce to Rizzo. Coke over to cover, but not necessary. And that's that. They had 2. It's 8-1 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. A game at first. I'm assuming that's the first baseman's mitt that Alvarez had to use after his had a malfunction. And here's Mark Melancon in a non-save spot.
Melancon 5 out of 6 in those save opportunities so far this year. An all-star last year. Bit of a bumpy ride for him. He's allowed 10 hits, 4 walks, and 9 1/3. A 5.79 ERA. We saw him in Pittsburgh. Looked like his velocity was down a little bit, but he's a guy who doesn't have to throw 95 miles an hour to beat you. He has a great cutter, good curveball.
Cutter is in off the plate. Toward the outside is over 1-1. Curveball.
Charlie and a good one. Rizzo on base 2 times again tonight.
So able to hang in there as he checked his swing. Brandon McCarthy will have his elbow reconstruction tomorrow, done for the season. Probably won't be back until the second half next year for the Dodgers. Hard, but into the shift is Mercer. Will throw him out.
Originally drafted by the Yankees, 9th round of 06. University of Arizona, I believe.
Yep. From Colorado originally. Two strikes to Bryant.
Traded to the Astros, pitched pretty well for them in 2011, then moved on to the Red Sox and had a chance to close there, and it just blew up on him. Really struggled. Moved to the Pirates, and that's where he's found a home. He's been really good first as a setup man to Jason Grilli, and now the closer.
Bryant went around. That ball got away from Stewart. He fires to first, 2 down.
The 13th Cub to strike out tonight. Cole, the starter, had 8.
So a Pirate win would make the season series 4-3 Cubs, and we're going to see the Pirates again in just a few weeks back here at Wrigley Field. It'll be 10 games in 4 weeks. Be back here on May 15th. Well, really 2 weeks. Next homestand, the Mets and the Pirates here at Wrigley Field. 0-2 to Montero, and he bangs it off the mask of Stewart. Gets a sign. Here it comes. It's high. 1-2. Castro on deck. Lately, it's either been Cubs wins or very tight losses. This has been a rare blowout on the other side of the ledger.
Pirates took a page out of the Cubs playbook tonight. Able to work some walks off Kyle Hendricks. Got his pitch count up. Got Kyle out of there after 5 innings. Put a big inning on Gonzalez German. That's really where the game turned. That 4-run sixth.
Against the shift into left. Montero's third hit.
That's good hitting there, boys. Staying back on that breaking ball, serving it the other way. Veteran hitter not giving away any at-bats in a lopsided game.
Montero steals second, but he will not be given a stolen base.
But he got a nice round of applause from the faithful who have remained.
So that's consolation.
The folks something to cheer about.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Should warm up a little bit this weekend. Brewers will be here Friday afternoon. Long pause. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Pirates salvage the series finale. Cubs, however, do take 2 out of 3. And that'll wrap up the month of April for a Cubs team that has to feel pretty good about things. About a sixth of the way into the season in terms of the months.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, tonight obviously a tough night, but the Cubs of late, all cylinders really performing well. The lineup, the starting rotation, the bullpen defensively have been pretty solid tonight. Just a tough night. They ran into Garrett Cole in this Pirate bullpen and ended up striking out 14 times in the ball game tonight. Pirates get a win and we'll head off to St. Louis, and the Cubs will welcome the Brewers over the weekend, the 5-17 Milwaukee Brewers.
And join us this coming Friday here on Comcast Sportsnet as the Brewers come in, 3-game series. JD and I will hit the air at 1 o'clock, 12:30 for our overall pregame coverage. Now for JD and our entire crew, Len Casper signing off from Wrigley Field. 8-1 Pirates of final. We'll have more Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live from the studio. Comes at you next.